Hello, everybody, and welcome into David Romero, whatever style. I don't even have a name for this thing, what I'm calling, but men's style, stylist, clothing, things that you wear on your body. And today, it's raining outside. It's gray. I have a chicken pot pie in the oven, and I have a hot beverage. And today, we are talking about sweaters. In particular, we are talking about cardigan sweaters. So some of you, I know that it's a hard sell. I know I have an uphill battle. I know how hard it is to sell you on sweaters. I'm not trying to sell anything except get you excited. I'm here to get you excited about sweaters. In particular, this particular episode is on cardigan sweaters. Cardigans can be a very flexible part of your wardrobe. Flexible. They could be a very flexible. I like that word better. Flexible. They could be a very flexible part of your wardrobe, and so many reasons why you want a cardigan. I am wearing a bomber style cardigan. What is a cardigan? How about we start there? What is a cardigan sweater? Well, a cardigan sweater is, generally speaking, it is a button-up sweater that generally has buttons in the front, not to be confused with a athletic hoodie or something like that. A cardigan sweater falls somewhere within the casual to formal. That's right in my area of expertise. I'm a men's stylist. I've been doing this many years. So some of this stuff you just have to trust me on. And I know this is a hard sell because, you know, I was in the army many years ago in Germany in the cold weather, and I didn't buy the whole wool thing. It was too itchy. I couldn't, right? I was a horticulturist for 20 years and I still couldn't do it, and I was working outdoors and I didn't even, you know, we didn't even come indoors, you know? And I still didn't buy this concept of wool. And that's probably what we're gonna talk about. Okay, so wool, we're talking about wool again, right? And that's, I understand how hard, although if you are on this page, you are probably just already know about cardigans and want to reinforce your beliefs, and you want to continue joining the community of happy cardigan wearers like myself. And I understand. Okay, so why? Let me get you excited. Let's get you excited about cardigans. Why do we wear cardigans? Well, it's a very versatile part of the wardrobe. You can dress it up. You can kind of dress it down. Oh, also, another description about the cardigan. It, gosh, I'm not even thinking right. I'm all over the place. Sorry, people. That usually they're made out of wool. The better quality ones are made out of wool. And because I've had cotton cardigans and they kind of just get flimsy and fall apart. Cotton has some great qualities, but what you want in a good cardigan is you want it to be made of wool. This is, I'm wearing a 100% lamb's wool. This is by J. Crew. And the care is totally different, right? Taking care of wool is totally different. And I understand, you know, people may say, oh, well, it's itchy and it's this and that. Well, there are things to fix that too, and over time they get. One of the reasons why a cardigan is so great is that it is very interchangeable with most of your wardrobe. It keeps you warm in the fall and winter months, and you can also just kind of wear it around the house. If you have a problem styling out in public or whatever, a cardigan is a good idea to have around the house, just to keep you warm in the winter time, because a nice thick wool cardigan, wool, that's very important. If you want to go cotton, you know, there are thicker cotton ones that you can go with, or there are blends and stuff like that. And I understand about being afraid of wool because it's hard to care for, it's hard to manage, it's hard to, it can be itchy, these kinds of things. But I subscribe that the benefits far outweigh, the pros far outweigh the cons. That I'm going to use a prop here. I kind of consider it akin to this rubber spatula here that you have in the kitchen. You know, the cardigan is a tool, okay? It is a tool. Now, you wouldn't use this rubber spatula and cooking on hot stove or whatever. You know, you're not going to expose it. You would say, that's crazy. Why would you do that? Why would you expose this to direct heat? You wouldn't do that. However, this particular tool is irreplaceable in the kitchen, because when you get that stuff that baked on stuff that is on the cold dishes, you need to clean it off and wash it off. Am I making any sense here? So wool is good for certain things. It really is like a superhero's cape. It has superpowers like a superhero's cape, but it does have weaknesses, doesn't it? One of those superpowers that that wool has, and a cardigan, it's antimicrobial. You got to trust me on this one, because I'm a professional stylist, and this is one of the things that I know, have studied over the years. And if you go into my formal attire videos, I do talk about wool, and I'm going to continue to talk about it. It's antimicrobial. You ain't got to wash it but once or twice a year. That sounds crazy to the cotton people. To the cotton community, they're like, well, what are you talking about? You only wash it once or twice a year. Your body oils and stuff like that, they don't get on it. This is sheep's hair. Also, it is temperature regulating. Temperature regulating. Have you ever worn a silk shirt, like one of those Hawaiian shirts in the summertime, and you're just sweating and sweating, and your body is the same temperature? It's not getting freezing cold? Or do you have a sweating problem? It's temperature regulating. It's your body stays its temperature. It's crazy. I know it's a hard concept to grab, but you people in the wool community, you already know this stuff, and I ain't telling you nothing you ain't already know. Another reason why we want a cardigan in our wardrobe is not only flexible and interchangeable with your wardrobe, but it's also flexible in that you can move around in it. You can twist and you can turn, you can move your arms around. I'm a fan of moving my arms around. You can work out with this. You can play golf in a cardigan. You can play an entire round of golf in a cardigan, because it's gonna move with your body. Which a blazer and a sports coat will not do. Not really. And some of y'all may be thinking, well, a cardigan sweater, you know, I'm too young to wear a cardigan. Like, it's so oatmeal granola, it's so ordinary, it's so grandpa-ish, grandpa and grandma-ish, you know, it's something that old people wear. Yes, there may be some wisdom in what old people do, because a cardigan will last you a lifetime, and you know, the more you wear it, the better it gets with time. The more you wear it, the better character it gets. And it's cool. Here's the thing. If you're young and you ain't trying to look old, well, but you're wearing a athletic hoodie and you're falling into, unfortunately, you're falling into a trend that everybody's wearing, and I understand how hard it is to get out of trends. It's, you know, athleisure wear is kind of a trend that we can't get out of. You know, everybody's wearing, everybody's the same. So I want you to get excited about being a little bit different and being a little bit challenging out there, and being a little bit risky, and doing something awesome for yourself. Because really, you know, if you wear a cardigan, you can wear them with faded jeans or whatever. In fact, they go with a lot. You can wear them with shorts, you know, and flip-flops. You can wear them around the house. But it really blends your entire wardrobe together, okay? You know, if you just wear jeans and a t-shirt, it'll do so much for just a jeans and a t-shirt. But you can also wear it with formal attire, you know. You can wear it with dress pants and dress shoes. And it looks really, really amazing. Okay, also, another reason why you want to wear cardigans is texture. Texture. And I don't say this enough in my other, but I should. It's so important to have texture in your clothing. You know, I talk about in my style blogs, I talk about the colors navy, I talk about the colors gray, and you get like brown, olive, green, right? These very cool colors. When you have this kind of quality stuff, there is a certain texture to it. I don't know if you can really see it here, but there's a hell of a lot of texture if you look at some of them. Let me show you another one. Yeah. Okay. I don't know if you can see this. But there is a whole lot of texture in there. There is blues, there is grays. This is a sand oatmeal kind of colored sweater. Wool, this is Shetland wool. But you can see some actual ribbing in there. I know there's a lot of pilling, and we'll talk about that. All these linting and stuff like that. We will talk about that. But they are, just when you look at a solid color of wool, you got all these, and I'm not an expert on wool. There are some real wool nerds out there, and you know who you are. But these have some amazing, amazing colors, amazing textures. Take a look and be obsessed like myself. Just by what you might consider a solid color. You saw that. It's a Pendleton. Oh, by the way, there happens to be a very famous cardigan out It was out 25 years ago. This movie, The Big Lebowski, was out 25 years ago. And just now, in 2024, this sweater has this cardigan that Jeff Bridges wore as the dude, man. I mean, I get it, man. It's scratchy and it's itchy. I get it, you know. And you don't want to wear it. Well, that's your opinion, man. The Pendleton Westerly in the year 2024, people are wearing it now, and they're selling it on Amazon. And that's, you know, 24 years after the release of that iconic movie, The Big Lebowski. And I'll see if I can get some photos of it. And you know, and you too can find out why the dude loved the cardigan sweater so much that you can kind of wear it outside the house. And they're I think they're retailing for like, you know, $300 or something like that. But it randomly became an iconic. I mean, Pendleton has so many. I'll probably have to do a video on Pendleton, because Pendleton has so many styles. You know, so many Indian blanket styles, so many Western styles. They're a Pacific Northwest company, you know, but they have other history. You know, they even have history down here in LA. So, but I don't want to get into the complicated things. I want to kind of keep it simple. I want you to kind of get excited about the simple patterns, green, brown, and to look for the texture, in all your clothing. You know, and I'll have to do an entire video on texture, because this speaks to it a lot. You know, there is up here on the neck, there is ribbing. That's some texture. If you look closely at this, I don't even know what you call it. There's ribbing throughout. There's ribbing on the by the end of the sleeve thing, you know. So all these different textures, to me, when I see this, you got to trust me on this. When I say use the term beautiful and stuff like that, you know, I'm referring to a lot of different things, and I have clients that you know, I want the best for them. I want to get them excited about it, and of course, as a men's stylist, you know, you're kind of doing something in for their own health and welfare, and so, you know, you don't want it more for them. You don't want it more for the client than they want it for themselves. Don't want it more for the client than they want it for themselves. But get them excited, because this is really, really amazing stuff. Antimicrobial, temperature regulating. Wool is hard to manage, right? You got to fight off moths and this and that. Okay, well, there's a whole world of stuff you can do for that. You know, you can learn how to darn your the holes. I think you can put cedar blocks in your closet. You can use cedar wood when storing it. You can store it in plastic. You can, you know, there's a variety of things to do to fight off moths. Okay, but so we're not going to get into it. Moths like to eat sheep's hair. Okay, washing your wool. Like I said, you only have to wash it once or twice a year. There are videos on how to do it. Some people do a lot better than I do. I use Woolite in lukewarm water. And you do it by hand. You wash it by hand. Do not ever put your wool cardigan in the dryer. You let it air dry on a porous drying mat. I don't even know. I put it on, I opened up an umbrella and I set it on that and I let it. And yeah, you measure it so it won't shrink. You measure it before you wash it. Take your measurements, and then after you wash it, you measure it again, and you stretch it to the size that is your size. You don't want it to shrink because it can. These things are delicate, right? And they're tough, but they have certain weaknesses. They're superpowers, but they have certain weaknesses. If you have to spot wash your wool cardigans, you can, if you get some barbecue sauce on it, whatever, you can get some Woolite on a cotton towel and with water, and you can just spot wash it, and then get another towel with straight water and spot rinse it once or twice, and let it sit, let it air dry, and you're good to go. Let's see. Well, that chicken pot pie is smelling really good in the oven. And you know, hey man, you know, if you don't like the wool cardigan, man, you know, the dude abides, man. I love my wool. I don't set out to collect them. Did I mention this is a J. Crew, and I showed you some Pendletons. Do I want to show you something really insane? I'm going to show you something really, really insane. Check this out. Can you see this? This is a beast. Look at this texture. Look at all these little specks and freckles and stuff. This is another bomber, another Pendleton. Oh, the light isn't great, but look at this detail. Oh my god, look at the back. Ah, this is freaking, it's very thick, very heavy. It has patches on the elbows, as it should. It has pockets on the side. Look at this detail here. This was a total score. I mean, this is an absolutely amazing cardigan bomber. Look at all that detail. Let me throw this thing on. And when I wear this thing, this is a beast. It's heavy, you know. Woo! You know, this thing will keep you warm, but this really is just one of these beautiful pieces. Okay, when I say beautiful, okay, I'm talking from a men's stylist perspective, from a lot of different. I'm gonna have to do a whole video on what is what does a stylist mean when they say something is beautiful, you know. From the hands craftsmanship to the details, these things all contribute to the beauty of a garment, right? The durability, you know, and I know this is an advanced level. I do, you know, if you want to get into the crazier designs and stuff like that, you can. There's all kinds of different ribbing and this and that, and sweaters. There's cords and all this crazy stuff, but I don't want to get too complicated on this. I wanted you to stick with it, and sometimes you get the pilling, the little linting, the little balls and stuff like that on. Well, there's ways to manage that as well. To me, it doesn't bother me. I think it actually looks kind of cool because I know what that is. Yeah, so it's flexible. It goes with most of your wardrobe. The cardigan sweater. Hey man, you know, do what you want to do, man. Be you. Don't be that, you know, the ordinary, you know, other person. I got a story. I got a funny story. I better not share this one. It's about the mafia and how they dress nowadays. I should do another video on how the mafia dresses. It's funny. It's really interesting. But anyway, texture. I hope you are excited about cardigans and you're just well on your journey to exploring a little bit more. I hope that I've been helpful in your journey to learn about sweaters. You know, there are other sweaters, right? Pullover, crew necks, stuff like that, you know. But, you know, I'm glad that you came into my little portion of the world for this small amount of time. And best wishes on your style journey wherever you are. And I will catch you on the next video. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Check out my chicken pot pie.